Lromanosky from the Distinctive Collection in Calgary, Canada. And what we have here is a 2009 Aston Martin DB9 Coupe. So we sold this car in June of '09 and just took it back with 9,000 kilometers on it. So the car is in tungsten silver with a two-tone obsidian and phantom gray interior, and the wheels are the 10-spoke graphite wheels. So walking around the car, we've got the hood that's been entirely 3M, protecting it from the rock chips. It went to Canmore, Alberta, which means that all the kilometers in the car were highway, but it also means that there were some stones on it. So we've got a front bumper cover with some stone chips. They're all very minor, and the buyer of this car can make the decision as to whether they would rather keep the original paint or have us refinish the front bumper cover. We can see the 10-spoke graphite wheels with the red calipers on the car. So in this Aston, we have the black piano wood, the black piano lacquer, and we can also see, if we get a close view here, of the subtle two-tone interior. So the inner portion of the seats is the phantom gray, and the outer portion is the obsidian black. So if you're looking for DB9, a 2009 and onward had some significant improvements, the biggest of which was an increase in horsepower from the 6-liter V12 engine from 450 to 470 horsepower, and also the entire center console has been redone for 2009 with the motion control unit, which is of course the glass key, which is inserted there. Previous to that, you had a regular key, and this was a start button. So this car has the ZF 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifts, and then you would select the park, reverse, neutral, and drive. So this would be a standard automatic transmission car with a torque converter with a fluid coupling. So that means that this DB9, as compared with a V8 Vantage, would be a more refined car and a smoother car, especially in low-speed maneuvering. So this would be the same gearbox that's in some Mercedes and some BMWs. So the DB9 is a 2+2, and there are small seats in the back. Even if they're not terribly useful for adults, they fit small children fine, and they're useful for extra storage space as well. So as the DB9 is a 2+2, the interior cabin space is considerably larger, and this does a few things. Of course, there's more room for small people or storage, but it also does something to the acoustics and just the feeling of driving the car. With an increase in airiness in the cabin that's a little bit more relaxing than the two-seat cars, where the bulkhead is immediately behind you. So the DB9 would certainly be my choice for any sort of long-distance touring. The V8 Vantage is a more suitable track car with a dry-sump engine and lighter weight. But for any distance, this car with the extra space inside, with the automatic transmission, with the larger trunk, etc., is a terrific car on long distances. Very smooth, very refined, and the beautiful V12 engine with lots of low-end torque, but also high RPM capability. So a DB9 is a pretty special piece. It's an all-aluminum monocoque. Similar to the V8 Vantage, they're spun off on the same VH platform. And this is a bonded and riveted aluminum structure that uses aircraft-grade adhesive and rivets for an exceptionally stiff and light body structure. And we can see that every bit of this car is aluminum and beautifully finished. So there's the gorgeous shock towers, and then strut brace. And then this is the 6-liter V12 engine, which was modified from the Vanquish, and is the same engine also that's in our DBS. In this car, it produces 470 horsepower at 6,000 RPM, and the DBS gives you another 600 revs, and that equates to an extra 40 horsepower. But still, 470 is a considerable amount for a sub 4,000 pound car. Anyway, it's beautifully finished and hand built in England, as is in the entire car. The body panels are aluminum and composite. And the car drives as a very tight, very solid, very refined piece. The suspension isn't overly stiff, and the car is perfectly suitable for day-to-day driving. You could even drive it in the winter if you wanted to. Just walk around the rear of the car and open the trunk. And you can see that it is a generous size, and it is also sculpted out in the sides and designed to take golf clubs, of course. And because it's an English car, of course, you get an umbrella as well. So this car is in tungsten gray with the two-tone interior, automatic transmission car. It's very beautiful. There's nothing on the road that looks like an Aston Martin. There's no part of the car that's derivative. It's a hugely successful design, both this and the Vantage. But this is the more grand touring car. New this car was about $210,000. It only has 10,000 kilometers on it. It comes from a small mountain town, so all the kilometers on the car are all highway. We can repaint the front bumper. There's a few small stone chips on it if you'd like, or you can leave the original paint. But overall, it's a substantial discount from new. There's very little difference between this car and a 2010. Only the 2010 has some options which weren't available in this car, including some clear light lenses, but they can be retrofitted anyway. So what you get with this is a good price on a near new current generation DB9 with the 2009 displacement increase and the improvement in the center console, and you get the fancy glass key, etc. So it's Lromanosky from the Distinctive Collection in Calgary, Canada, and any of us here would be happy to show you this car in more detail. Thank you.